Join Joe, John, and Jim as they discuss the biggest stories in the world of sports.
You put them all together, it makes a nice package, right?
Get ready
for passionate and intelligent conversation about the biggest issues and personalities in sports.
It's unscripted.
Somehow got mono. God knows who he was making out with.
Some people call him dirty. I like to call him creative.
It's unfiltered.
I'm going to need another beer soon.
And I said, well, hold, you're making my point, right? My thoughts are I'm going to call my therapist after the show is what I'm going to do.
All right, welcome to the Week 11 preview show, The Bean Apple. I am Joe. I'm here with Jim and John, swapping spots today, but still the same two guys, so thank you for joining me. We, of course, as usual, we'll take your questions. We had a great show last week, a lot of fan interaction, a lot of great conversation, so thank you for that. Please don't be shy. Get your questions in, get your thoughts in on whatever topics we're on. Please interact as much as you possibly can because it makes it so much more fun for us as well. Also, don't forget, most importantly, subscribe, like the page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that little bell, set it to all, get all of our notifications whenever we go live. You'll know if you don't set it to all, you're not going to get the notification. So please make sure it's a small thing, but it makes all the difference. So with that, how you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Excellent.
Good. Ready to talk some sports? Favorite thing
Absolutely.
in the world, right?
And the greatest thing is we don't have to hear a BS prediction about the Giants this week.
Yeah. Well, we can't guarantee there won't be any BS.
Right. Yeah, they will be.
I meant about the Giants.
Yes.
All. Sorry, I should have clarified that.
Right. So with that, we'll let's jump off with the Jets out the gate. They're our first game we're going to tackle, right? So we got Jets at San Diego this week.
LA, but yes,
or LA,
San Diego Chargers.
Right. I don't know what it is with that team. Like the Raiders, I already call them the Las Vegas Raiders. The Rams, I call the Los Angeles Rams, but I cannot for the life of me call the Los Angeles Chargers the Los Angeles Chargers. They're just the San Diego Chargers. I don't know what. Maybe it's like your RFK Stadium thing. You can't get away from it. It's just they are so ingrained in me as San Diego. I'm sorry. So, and I'm sure there's people in San Diego that actually do give a shit that they left. I mean
all seven of them.
Yeah, if you watch the games, nobody in the seats actually cared, but there are people. Right. I know there's people that cared. So anyway, I apologize. The Los Angeles Chargers, formerly of San Diego. It makes me feel a little better that way. So we'll be taking them on this week. No Sam Darnold. What a surprise! He misses another game. For all the people out there that want us to stick with Sam Darnold, that he's the future of this team. Can't be the future of the team if you're not playing for the team. So we'll see. Got Joe Flacco back out there. We'll see which version of Joe Flacco we get. Last week, we had a great version of Joe Flacco. Previous to that, we had a terrible version of Joe Flacco. So it's going to be interesting to see which version shows up. I'm hoping for the terrible version because this is one of those games, a 2-win Charger team. This is one of those games that scares you. This is one that could easily go the wrong way, and you squeeze out that first win of the year. I mean, I like Justin Herbert. I think he's going to torch the defense, absolutely torch them. But then again, they did just cut Pierre Desir, and he was getting absolutely owned by every team in the NFL this year. So I don't know. Maybe they're bringing up Bryce Hall, who was our 5th round draft pick this year. So he's going to get his first start. Yeah, so we'll see what he's going to get picked on a lot. If I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm going to pick on a starting rookie cornerback that isn't, top pedigree type of. He's not a Revis, that's for sure, right? So that's going to be an interesting matchup. Keenan Allen's probably going to have an outstanding game in that regard, but we'll see. I mean, the Jets offense looked good against the Patriots. the San Diego team, like I said, 2 wins on the season, so you could move the ball against them, you could score against them, but I don't know. What do you guys think? What are you looking forward to in this game?
Well, when I start looking at it, so the Chargers have lost 3 in a row by a combined 5, 6, 13 points, 14 points. So it's not like they've been blown out the last 3 weeks. You know what I mean? They've played who now? They played Miami, the Raiders, and Denver, and they lost to Denver by 1. And they lost to the Saints 2 weeks prior to that by 3. So it's not like they're getting killed by teams. You know what I mean? I think they're right there. So I think they're going to use this. And, Joe, I wouldn't be concerned at all about the Jets pulling out a victory this week. I think that passing game of the Chargers is going to light them up. Still don't understand their running situation, but okay, that's all right. I think Keenan Allen is going to have a monster game. I think Hunter Henry's going to have a huge game. I mean, who's going to cover them two? I just don't see it. So if you're in DraftKings, I would key on Allen and Hunter Henry. I truly think them two will have a big game. Flacco will probably put up some decent numbers with what Crowder still playing, right? He doesn't have a torn Fladuba anymore, so he's back. He is
Fladuba free.
He is Fladuba free, so he'll be playing. So I see what's the spread? 9.5 for the Rams, right?
That's not
the
enough.
Chargers. No, not at all. Absolutely. If it was 13.5, I'd say, you may be able to go a couple points higher. I don't see this being close, Joe. I don't think you have a concern in the world for that number 1 pick. Not a concern. It's going to be yours. You're going to get your blonde golden locks quarterback, and
he's not.
Yes, he will.
Don't tease him.
I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
You can't pass up playing in New York. I know this is turned into will he come out. He's going to make so much money in marketing because of the taxes he's going to have to pay. So I'll tell you what, Trevor Lawrence. Someone just commented up there.
Well, Joe, you got a Jets fan out there, Joe.
Yes, sir. Number 3.
Joe, my brother, and
Trevor. Trevor Lawrence.
Yep. No, I mean, you're absolutely right. And I to put the point to it, but I was watching one of the sports shows. I don't remember what it was, but he brought up a really good point. Is everybody's talking about how Trevor needs to pull an Eli and demand a trade, but everybody forgets that Eli demanded a trade to get to New York, not out of New York. And they brought up, and that was an outstanding point. He didn't want to play in San Diego. He wanted to be in New York City because that is where you make money. And they brought up a really good point is, especially Jim, you'll know this, Victor Cruz, right, had a great preseason game against the Jets.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a couple of good seasons, 2 good years, I believe it was. But he is still a figure in New York today.
Yep. Well, he's a local kid. He grew up in Patterson. He's from here.
Right.
But he's born right down the road, so he's a local kid.
Yeah.
And he gets to play in Giant Stadium, not MetLife. Yeah.
Yeah, but if he would have been playing in Minnesota or Jacksonville or Miami, nobody in the country would know who he is. But the fact that he was playing in New York City provided the opportunities for him to turn into something more. Like, it's such a great point.
Agree.
It's demand a trade. No, they demand trades to get to New York, not to get out of New York. So Trevor Lawrence is going to come in.
What team in New York? It's like in baseball. If it's the Mets, Yankees, absolutely.
Yeah.
Giants, so Eli came to the Giants thinking the Chargers have no chance of winning. I like New York and their chances of winning, and Archie, his father, wanted him here, and he did win 2 Super Bowls. The Chargers with Rivers, what have they done? Nothing.
They had some
good teams.
They have won with Eli? Because San Diego had some great teams back in the day. They truly did. That defense was stacked for a while. Mm-hmm. They always had. I mean, think of Eli and Tomlinson. Junior Seau on the D. Who knows what could have happened in
Sean Merriman.
Sean Merriman, yeah. I mean, Jesus, that team was stacked.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
So we'll never know. We'll never know.
You won't. But it was an excellent point, and we will see what happens. But yeah, I agree. I think the fact that the Jets are playing a 2-7 Chargers team is keeping this spread lower than it actually should be. Like that, the points in this, what'd you say, 9.5 points?
9.5.
That's probably the lowest spread the Jets have had since week 1. And they're going up against a very good offense with Justin Herbert, and they're traveling to the West Coast, which you know how I feel about that. Is always bad for the team that's got to travel cross country. Just throws off your rhythm. It throws off your internal clock. So 9.5 points is, you're probably right. It's too low, but this is one of those games that scares me because of the fact that you've got a rookie quarterback going in there. Running backs are banged up for San Diego. You don't have Eckler. I think Jackson is hurt as well. So the running backs are thin. You've got Keenan Allen, you got Mike Williams, you got Hunter Henry, and the defense is soft. It's just a soft. It's not the defense with Sean Merriman and Junior Seau in there. So, so it scares me in that regard. But I think the offense is too strong for the Jets to be able to go in there and take it. Adam Gase, he came out and put everybody's worries to bed when he said that we're not tanking, and there's been no talk of tanking. And it's like, Adam, you don't have to talk about tanking. You don't have to try to tank because the team is so bad under your guidance.
That's right.
You don't have to try to tank. I think they are trying to win. Just the talent level is so far below the rest of the NFL that you can't. They can't compete with these teams. It's so
only a Jet fan will say this game scares me because we might win.
Yeah.
I would never say that as a Giants fan.
I am all
John,
in.
will you ever? Oh my God, I'm worried we might win. What world is this?
Well, honestly, a couple weeks ago, I almost threw in the towel when I said I hope we lose to the Jets so we can get the number 1 pick.
Yeah,
but I didn't.
You two
wanted
to end in the tie, right?
I mean, I still picked New England to win. I wasn't going to pick New York,
of course.
To beat New England. But Joe, again, don't worry about the Chargers. And I'm looking back at this now. They haven't had a loss over 8 points, and that was last week to the Dolphins. They played the Chiefs within 3 points.
No, they've had some hard luck.
The Buccaneers, they lost by a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, 8 points, 5 points, 7 points, couple 1-point games, couple 3-point games. I mean, they lost to the Saints and Bucks by a combined total of 10 points, and they put up 27 points. I mean, but look out next year with Herbert having a year under his belt, and then with because his Bosa's out for the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So think about if he was back.
No, that Bosa's
that's
Joey,
right. That's
Joey
right.
Bosa's playing.
Joey Bosa for the year. But give him till next year. I mean, that's going to be a scary team next year. They're playing every game tough.
Yeah, I don't think the Jets have any chance. I don't think there's any idea that they may win by accident. No way. I mean, Flacco wants to move up the ladder, right? He has a chance to get to number 19, right, and get to Kerry Collins. So you think he needs 150 yards for Collins, and then I think the next one on the list is Stafford. I wouldn't have thought Stafford was that high on the list. I mean, there's still guys, Roethlisberger's up there, Breeze is up there, but I wouldn't have thought Stafford. I would have never guessed he was in the top 20.
Well, he does throw the ball a lot.
Yeah, but I guess he has longevity. But
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, but for 9 years, he hasn't had a running back either in Detroit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, granted, he played well at Barry. Did he play with Barry for any time at all?
No.
So then who did he have? No one.
Nothing. He had Megatron and that's it.
He had Megatron and Marvin, Big Marv up there, and a couple other wide receivers.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, let's I don't know how we just never avoid the Giants, but let's see. So I'm curious. So question in. Let's see if I'm guessing Zio, or if you're still here. I want to know what's your take on Eli Manning.
We apologize. Joe cannot pronounce any name that isn't Mike, Joe, or John.
Steve. I got
Steve too.
Yeah. Don't
Tim,
trip
maybe
him up.
if your name was
Don't
Tim.
trip him
Yeah.
up with names. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what do you think? Is Eli a Hall of Famer? And
I think he has to be with the 2 Super Bowl
MVP
wins.
Twice? Come on.
we already
Killed
talked
the
about
undefeated season? What?
That was
Look,
David Tyree. David Tyree got robbed of a Super Bowl MVP.
This is like last week with Kyler Murray throwing it up to Hopkins. Yeah, it was a 54-yard throw.
No way.
But guess
no
what?
way.
Hopkins came up with the catch.
Right.
Okay, just like David Tyree came up with that
Mhm.
catch. Yeah, Eli should have been sacked by Seymour. I still remember this. I have nightmares.
And
about this play.
Rodney couldn't knock the ball away from Tyree. He's right there. His hands are all over the place. Couldn't get it.
And I love both players too. I love both players. But should he be in the Hall of Fame for those 2 Super Bowl wins? Yes.
Two good seasons.
Two great seasons
Well,
doesn't count.
Well, I won't say just he didn't have just 2 good seasons though. I mean, he had a decent career. I mean, let's. Is anybody pulling up his stats, his lifetime stats? Because sorry, we weren't prepared for this one, so we got to do some searching. So let's see what Mr. Eli finished
So
with.
Eli's not in the top 20. Actually, what am I saying? He's 8th. 57,000 yards. He's right.
366 touchdowns, 84.1% passer rating. God, he's thrown the ball 8,000 times. Jeez,
That'll cause you to
Louise.
retire.
And I'm sorry, but his last name is Manning.
Hey,
his last name is Manning.
you're getting
He's a 4-time Pro Bowler. He's gonna get in. I mean, he won 2 Super Bowls against teams he probably shouldn't have at the time.
Well,
If you think about
he
it,
played his best when the brightest lights were on, right? I mean,
they weren't blowouts though. I mean, what was it? 17, 14?
it didn't need to be. The defense played.
One lucky catch. Actually,
don't say the Manningham
lucky
catch was
catches.
lucky.
the Manningham
Come
catch was all Manningham.
Who put the ball there?
I'm just
Who
giving
put the
you
ball
shit.
there?
That
What are you,
one,
crazy?
That one I'm going to give
my-
Eli credit
He's
for.
flowing
put the
backwards and
ball
drops that in. Nobody could have done that. Brady couldn't have done that.
David Tyree bailed him because you run that same play 99 out of 100 times. He's only catching once. So that was David Tyree.
And that was
top 5 in his era.
He was double covered on that throw too. Manningham was double covered.
In his era.
Why don't you bring that play up? Can we see that play? Bring that play up. I want to see the play, Joe.
What play?
Pick up the Manningham catch along the sideline. I mean, come on, that's one of the best.
Forget the 2 Super Bowls. Better
God.
quarterback. Ken O'Brien. I love this guy. I love this guy. Ken O'Brien all the way. Ken O'Brien.
Or Eli.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's when the Jets had those nasty helmets with that big jet thing going across the top.
The only good thing the Jets have now are the uniforms. The black and the green are so much better than the white and green. Yeah, I really like it. If they just had a team that could fill the uniform.
Sanchez almost had 2 Super Bowls. Man.
Really?
It's true. But Sanchez is up there with Baker Mayfield. Sorry,
wow.
He sucks. In fact, I think Baker's better than Sanchez.
Wow.
I just do.
I don't think so.
So is Eli top 5 in his era? Let's see the play. Let's see the play, and then we'll talk about is Eli top 5 in his era. Come on, let's see that play. I mean, look at this from the 4-yard line. Come on.
Look, I'm not saying that wasn't a good pass.
Who's that?
Okay.
Patrick Chung and who else?
I will give him credit. That was a good pass. The David Tyree was straight luck. You can't say that.
Look at this.
That kills me.
Oh, my God. He gets the feet in. Incredible.
Turn this shit off.
This should be our opening. That catch should be our opening for the show.
Leave it alone.
I don't
Leave
even.
it alone.
But how do you put him in? How do you put him in the top 5 in his era? Like, so you're talking Brady, Roethlisberger, Rodgers, Breeze.
Right. So we'd have to look at who else won 2 in that same time period.
Well, hold on though.
There
Hold on.
there are a couple.
His brother. I mean, who are you going to take, Peyton or Eli?
Peyton.
Peyton.
He
loses to his own brother.
Let's kind of look at this though. He is 8th in passing all time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, we just named off five Hall of Famers.
Mhm.
So that's not a
And
bad
they're all
group
on the
to
list.
follow
They're-
right there. You know, that's not a bad group to follow.
Right, so Breeze is on the list. Brady's
I can't
on the
believe
list.
I'm sticking up for Eli Manning. Can't believe I'm doing this. But
I can't believe it
will.
either. I
mean,
hope this is recording because
the guy deserves it. I'm not going to say he doesn't.
Yeah. Just his longevity alone, right? The streak.
Yeah.
I mean that
still sits him down and ruins it.
Yeah, that
right.
was bullshit.
Right. That was petty, and that was a horseshit move, to be honest. But
I mean, I chuckled at the time, but now it's kind of fucked up.
it really is. It really is.
There was no reason for it. I mean, he was an iron horse. He was in there every week for us.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't, he played 14 years, never missed a game. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. He's missed like 14 games less than Sam Darnold has in his career. It's crazy.
I mean, for that alone, he's got to be in the top. I mean, Brady was out the whole season in 1 year, week 1, where he hit it, blew out his knee, and he was out for the whole year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opening day. So I mean,
against Kansas City.
I mean, Roethlisberger's missed time. Breeze they've all missed. I mean, I think Eli was the most durable out of the group. I mean, even Peyton missed time too.
Yeah, but Tom Brady's missed one season in 20 years. Eli played how many? 13? Was it 13?
Something like that. It was
let's see.
It was in that range. But I mean, he didn't miss any time. I mean, and it wasn't like he wasn't getting hit either, right? He was getting hit all over the place, and he was durable enough to be in every game. He was in there all the time.
Yeah, but his last season, let's face it, last couple,
right?
You know what I mean?
Look at who do you have? Pat Shurmur. He had McAdoo. He had the coaches were horrible. Was this a Giants recap or a Giant preview show?
I don't know.
What happened here? What happened to the show?
We'll kind of roll with the questions.
This always happens. This always happens. But there's a couple interesting things I found. So just quickly for Eli, so he played from 04 to 19. So four Pro Bowls in that time period.
Mm-hmm.
He was never selected as a first-team All-Pro in his career.
Who cares?
27 comebacks, 37 game-winning drives. It's pretty good. And he's played a combined 12 playoff games in his career. So,
and did he ever lose a Super Bowl?
I think the answer to that is no.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
That's right. I would believe that is correct. Eli Manning, 117 and 117 career record. Can someone be more average than that? No.
Well, hey, that is an argument in itself.
That is an argument.
So that's what happens when you have longevity, right? You also led the league in interceptions. All right, can we close the chat?
All right,
no, this is getting good. This is getting good.
What? I'm going to redact my earlier statement.
It's too late. You're on record. We're recording now.
I mean, like saying if Flacco won the Super Bowl, should he be in the Hall of Fame? Well, I mean, I guess he just passed Joe Montana.
Right. Hey,
that's stupid though. I mean, that's dumb.
So I mean, I wouldn't have thought Flacco was up there in yards either to be in the top 20, but and now he's probably going to be 19, and he needs 150 yards to move up past Kerry Collins now. So
so he'll do that this week.
Yeah, but
jump your giant great Kerry Collins.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
More Carolina than
so.
Giants,
So
right?
these two guys writing in here, and I know both of them, and I know they're both Jet fans. So what's going to happen this week? Chargers, Jets. Jets winning? Is there any chance the Jets beat the Chargers this week?
0.
Yes.
Hold on.
I say 0. I'm hoping they beat them, but I'm not betting on it. No way.
Do you guys remember in Animal House when the guys are in the dean's office and he says, Daniel Simpson Day 0.0 grade point average. That's about the chance that the Jets have to beat the Chargers this week.
I don't think so.
Jets 28-24.
Wow.
Stop it.
That's what I'm afraid of. That's what I'm afraid of.
Stop it.
I mean, listen, you know,
That's
Herbert is hard luck, right? He's been in games that he can't finish any game. And if somehow he blows it and the Jets hang on to win, oh boy.
Can the Jets finish any game? Hold on.
No.
Can the Jets start any
Well,
game?
Who's worse at finishing? That's what it's going to come down to.
No, the Jets are terrible. The Jets are terrible at finishing.
The Jets are terrible at starting. Don't let these comments scare you.
You know what the Jets have done very well this year so far?
Lose.
They've exited. They've entered the field from the locker room to start the game flawlessly every week. It's been beautiful. I mean, they all
need something.
Not a single person is tripped.
Right, they didn't fall through the paper thing when they run out.
Yeah, they didn't bounce off the paper and they ripped right through it. It was perfect. So, man, we'll see. Oh, that's a good point, Mike. Good point. Anthony Lynn, Chargers head coach, not the San Diego. Used to be the Jets defensive coordinator with Rex Ryan. So he knows the Jets. He knows the Jets inside and out. He's going to want to be.
It doesn't matter who knows the Jets. It doesn't matter.
Is that true about Darnold? I didn't know.
No, he's got a strained fladuba in his shoulder. So
Marshwood High School could probably beat the Jets right now.
Probably.
They're a powerhouse.
Florida Atlantic University could probably beat the Jets right now. So, Middle Tennessee State of Georgia University could probably beat the Jets right now.
Aren't they the Rambling Wreck? Is that them?
They should be. Well, John, I hope to God you're right, because I
trust me on this one.
I hate, like I said numerous times, I can't stand rooting for the Jets to win every year just to be disappointed with a less than 500 record. And I'm tired of halfway through the season rooting for a top 5 pick so we could get somebody to help turn this team around. Like I've said every week, rip the Band-Aid off, just suck through this year. It's 2020. Everything about 2020 sucks. Why would we expect the Jets to be any different? So just let it be. Just let it be. The
only team that couldn't beat the Jets right now is the Jets.
That would be something. Well, they did lose. Didn't they lose? The second team beat the first team in the preseason?
Actually, yes.
Right?
And we talked about that. The second team demolished the first team on offense and defense in the preseason green and white scrimmage game. But I think I did see that the bye week is now 1 and what are we, week 11 now? So the bye week is 1-9 because they beat the Jets 38-3 last week. So it's tough, man. It's tough. So the Jets remain winless. The bye week took them down. So it's bad. So but yeah, the Jets do beat themselves. You're absolutely right. So
So who's the next coach? So there you go. Bring back Rex.
Sexy Rexy.
Well,
yep.
That's a terrible idea.
It is a terrible idea. I think you've got to go either get Bamini in Kansas City.
Never.
Has got to be your guy. It's got to be.
Are you talking about Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah, Bieniemy. Yeah,
Bieniemy. Whatever.
You can't give Joe names, though.
No.
Joe, just tell us who you think you were going to talk about.
I'll bring pictures up and just.
Yeah, that's right.
Eric Bieniemy. Yes. Jim Harbaugh. No way.
No. Nope.
No,
you don't want Harbaugh in New York. You need a young, flashy coach.
The good thing
college right now is what you need.
Bieniemy's never going to leave Kansas City. Why would he leave? He's come on.
Because he could be a head coach. That's what every coach wants to be.
No chance.
That's like saying, why would you leave?
Reid just got an extension, but Bieniemy is going to sit there with Reid. Reid is going to be another few years and out, and then he moves in and he has Mahomes.
And then he has Mahomes.
Who's going to leave that opportunity? There's no way he's coming. No way.
And Reid just signed a contract extension. He's not going anywhere.
So what? A 2-year extension? What is it?
Mahomes is going to be there for 15 more years.
Of course, they're not getting rid of the kid. So he's going to stay right there. You don't get tired of winning. right? You're not going to leave. You're not going to leave a team that's going to go Super Bowl 2 years in a row. And let me go rebuild with the Jets.
Thank you. We need to get
luck.
more smart people on the show.
Good luck.
It's exactly the same thing. That's like saying that you're just going to stay a head coach in college because your team's winning. No, everybody coaches for one of those 32 head coaching positions. Like you can't just sit as an offensive coordinator and hope.
In Kansas City, you can.
I would.
I would too. What?
Josh McDaniels was looked at in the same way a couple years ago, and look at him now. He's not going to get another head coaching job
because he already tried in Denver. That was that was a failure. Why did he go back to New England? Because he had Tom Brady.
But he left New England when they had Tom Brady because it's a head coaching job, and that's why you're coaching in the NFL, not to be an offensive coordinator for your entire career. Everybody wants that.
Look, I agree, but I just don't see Bieniemy or Bieniemy, whatever you call them, going to the Jets. I don't see it.
So if the Jets finish with the number 1 pick, they fire Gase, and they call him up and say, we're taking Trevor Lawrence, and we want you to be our head coach, and we want you to coach him, is he going to say no to taking Trevor Lawrence?
Probably not.
To sit there and call offensive plays for Patrick Mahomes? I don't think so. How do you pass that up? If Trevor Lawrence is as good as all these scouting reports say, and he is better than Andrew Luck, equal to Peyton Manning, and you have that opportunity to coach him, and that's your guy to build around, you have to take it, don't you? That is enticing enough to bring a talented coach into the Jets building, I think.
Trevor Lawrence, of course it is. I mean, if they have the number 1 pick, they'll probably go after somebody. And it's probably Eric Bieniemy because of what he's doing down in Kansas City. But here's the thing: how patient are Jets fans going to be when the instant success doesn't happen after he's been doing it in Kansas City? That's the problem. Going from a Pat Mahomes run offense with Tyreek Hill and all these guys on it. Travis Kelce to a team that's not going to put up probably more than 19 points a game in New York. I'm not saying he's not going to take it, but boy, I'll tell you what, child abuse. I've been saying that for years.
I keep telling Joe, he lives in Seattle. You can't ruin the kid. Get him a Russell. Yeah, get him a
Russell Wilson jersey or something.
Put him on the right path. Don't ruin it for him. Don't ruin it for him. You got the perfect opportunity.
You got to stay strong. Got to stay strong through the hard times because things get better. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that's going to be too enticing. We've talked about the value of the picks and what they could end up with. If you've got Trevor Lawrence there, you bring in a fresh coach that actually knows what they're doing, comes from a winning program. Don't hire somebody that gets fired from the Miami Dolphins and led them into a trash can. Like, grab talent where talent is crafted from and take it from the Andy Reid tree. I mean, that's smart. And
if you can, it's smart if you could do it. I just don't think he'll take it. I don't think he'll do it.
So what quarterback then coming out is more like Mahomes? Is it Fields or is it Lawrence? Because that may be the way whatever coach does get hired. I mean, let's look at how Kansas City is. That offense is unstoppable. I mean, let's face it. When Mahomes is on, he's the best. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. But exactly, Fields is more like Pat Mahomes as far as his ability, his ability to throw on the run. Trevor Lawrence is more of a pocket passer. I mean, yeah, he runs in college. He's not going to run in the NFL. He's not going to. Granted, he's quick. I just don't see that being a strong point. So you hire Bieniemy, you go after Fields from Ohio State, and I agree, Mike.
See, if that's his guy and that's who he's going to ride with, then you could trade out a number 1. You could give Jacksonville number 1 and get some extra picks out of that.
Yeah, but to go to number 2, not if you're going from 1 to 2, because then they know who you're going to pick.
Yeah, but if
you know what I mean, because that's saying we don't want Trevor Lawrence. You know what I mean? So you're kind of giving away your hand.
Well, no, you tell them that either you trade up and take this pick, or we're going to give it to somebody else. If you want Trevor Lawrence, you come and get him, or So, or we're calling Jerry Jones. And then what?
Yeah, but now they're drafting fifth, and then they don't get a quarterback. See, that's
and then you're taking
that's a bad bluff right there.
Then you're taking a wide receiver and you're rolling with Sam again, and
just go Fields if that's what Bieniemy wants. If that's who the coach is of the future, I would say, what quarterback do you want? What quarterback will it take to get you here?
Yeah,
and then that's what you have to do.
But that right there, that statement is straight up. That's exactly what I've said. Is you've got to have that cornerstone. You've got to have that quarterback that just takes the team on its shoulders and runs with it. And we haven't had it. And you got to stop drafting USC quarterbacks. You have to. So
Carson Palmer is really the only one that's panned out. You know what I mean? If you think about it.
Yeah, he looked good until that playoff game against the Steelers when it blew his knee into pieces, which I still think the Bengals would have won that game if they wouldn't have taken him out, and that kind of derailed his whole career.
Matt Leinart sucked, you know what I mean? Sanchez sucked. Matt Castle, granted, he never even got on the field at USC. He played well that season. Brady went down. He went 11-5, signed a huge deal with Kansas City, didn't he? Didn't he go straight down to Kansas City?
Yep.
And was shit down there. So, I mean, what USC quarterbacks have really done much of anything?
Not nobody I could think of in memory. So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird, but I mean, you think
back-to-back AFC Championships games that was the Jets defense. Jets defense was solid. For a couple of years.
Sanchez alone almost beat the Steelers in that game when they were down 28-0 going into, or 21-0 going into halftime, and they lost 28-21. Like the Sanchez brought that team back. And the defense sucked. And that was Antonio Brown.
Overall, the Jets defense was really good for a couple of years.
Their defense was good. They had Thomas Jones was
he was a monster
people
back there.
I mean, and Sean Green as well. I mean, that was just a power running team with a solid defense, and Sanchez didn't have to do much, but yeah, he was pretty good. And then everything around him fell apart, and he was not talented enough to pick that team up and carry it through the hard times. He was a product of what was around him, and he didn't have to do much, and that made his life easy, but we'll see. Can't wait. Can't wait. How you feel about taking on the Patriots next week? Can't wait. Anyway, so let's talk about the Patriots.
And my New England Patriots.
Before we forget.
The Texans. So in Houston.
A Texans team that you really liked going into the year.
I really, really like going into the season.
I'm interested to see what you have to say.
I'm still a huge Watson fan. He's having a good year. Besides the record, that team had zero defense. I guess I should have listened to what all the predictions were online about how bad their defense was going to be. I think that trade is starting to show its face to where they definitely should have kept Hopkins. That's for sure. They lost on that trade. Because Johnson's hurt now, and they're going to Duke Johnson now, right? I think he's a quarterback. I see us being able to score some points against Houston. I think our running game is going to once again. I think you're going to see another 20-plus carry game for Damian Harris. Jacoby Myers is only getting better week to week. I still know N'Keal Harry, still know Julian Edelman, still no tight ends. So it's going to rely on the running game. And, Houston, again, is a pretty weak defense. So I think this is another week that the Patriots can kind of keep their 2-game winning streak from the Jets and Baltimore going. And kind of get our third win in a row, get back to 500. We'll see what Miami and Buffalo does this week, but if they can pull out a win and one of those two teams lose, now we're only a game behind in second place. So I mean, there's still hope, but again, I mean, the Patriots have a lot of tough games ahead. But week to week, I think they can beat Houston this week.
Yeah. Well, they're 51% favorites on the matchup predictor. So it looks like, that tide is starting to shift back to the Patriots, where it was definitely a low tide for a while there, and it stunk up pretty good. Had that nice, dead fish smell to it. And they're clawing their way back. So,
I mean, I don't think it's because the Patriots are doing anything special. I think it's because the Texans are horrible. They're home dogs, right? So you're going out to Houston and they're laying points. It's unbelievable how bad it was. And the fact that Watson maybe had no say, he couldn't say to the owners, hold on, you can't trade my only weapon.
Right.
How don't they consult him? And, you trading him, get me out of here too then. I mean, what are you leaving me with?
Well, he signed a contract, though, afterwards, though. That was a surprising thing.
Right. Maybe he didn't realize how bad they were going to be because they're horrible.
Right.
And right. I mean, it just goes to show you that the Pats, as bad as the Pats are, they're better than the Texans. Yeah, and I do think the Pats win in Texas, straight out. I don't think the Texans are going to give them a fight after what the Pats did to the Ravens in the storm the other night. I think the Pats win.
Oh man, this is another one of those games that it's really hard to say. When you look at Deshaun Watson against Cam Newton, it's so lopsided. It is far from last week where it was neck and neck. I mean, Watson's got 1,000 more passing yards than Cam, 18 touchdowns to 5 interceptions compared to Cam's 3 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. The disparity is glaring this week as opposed to last week, really close. But on the flip side of that, the running game now is heavily skewed for New England, with Damian Harris is breaking out this year. I think, probably the last 4 games. I mean, he's really exploded onto the scene. And now without David Johnson, you're going with Duke Johnson, who looked like nothing last week. I don't know if David Johnson's been ruled out, but he's still not practicing from what I saw with the concussion. So, and then you go down to Jacoby Myers, who's looked good, right, the last couple of weeks. But Will Fuller, I don't know who's going to cover him. He's so friggin' fast.
J.C. Jackson.
You think he could keep up with Will Fuller?
J.C. Jackson can keep up with him, and it's a sin that J.C. Jackson's not even on like the Pro Bowl ballots. I had to sneak that in. That is a line of shit. Absolute line of shit.
Well, if he can slow Fuller down, I mean, he's got 41 receptions, 628 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
So that's who the Pats key on.
That's who you've got to stop. Exactly. Which means Watson might be running a lot in this game.
Could be.
Because if you're going to shut down Fuller, that's going to close up a lot of holes. You don't have a running game to lean on. That means Deshaun Watson might have to be this team's running game. Everything's going to be on his shoulders, but we'll see. I mean, I agree. I think the Patriots take this one because, like we said in the preseason, I don't see it without Hopkins there. It puts too much on Fuller. Fuller is a great number 2. Like, you think back to last season, like Fuller was having crazy games when he was on the field because they're so focused on Hopkins. And now Fuller's still doing good. I don't want to take anything away from him, but he's not having close to 200-yard games like he was doing last year. So it's going to be interesting. You've got Gilmore's questionable, Folk's questionable, Izzo's questionable, which doesn't really matter. Harris, Damian Harris.
I thought Gilmore was out.
Still saying questionable.
He's pretty much out.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play.
Right. And
plus his house is for sale, so he's leaving town.
Enough about that. He's not going anywhere.
And then on the other side, Duke Johnson is even questionable. So you could potentially you have a banged up or out Duke Johnson, and then I don't know who's behind. I don't know who their number 3 is on that team, but their number 2 isn't very good. So their number 3 isn't going to be anything crazy either. So, it's going to be close. But you go to the points per game, 21 points per game for the Patriots, 22.2 for the Texans. So there's a huge disparity in quarterback yardage, but not in points. But the Texans are giving up 5 more points a game.
Yeah, but look at the teams that Houston's had to play, and we talked about this a little bit at the beginning of Chiefs, Ravens, Steelers, Vikings.
Oh yeah.
Then they beat the Jags, Titans, Packers, and then they beat the Jags and then lose to the Browns in the Mud Bowl there.
Right.
But so the only team they have beat all year are the Jags. And they played they played all playoff teams pretty much from last year except for Pittsburgh. You know, Pittsburgh didn't make it last year.
They also barely beat the Jaguars.
Yes, one time. And then the other time they beat them by like 16.
Yeah. Their last meeting they beat them by 2. So
right. So that just shows the D's going to give up a lot of points. I don't see the Patriots putting up 40 points. I just don't think they have the offense for that.
Yeah.
But I do see him running the ball a lot. I do see him controlling the clock and keeping Watson off the field. And I think, like Belichick does, he's going to pick a player to shut down. And I think it will be Fuller there and shut him down and cover him all game and make Watson beat you with his legs or someone else. You know what I mean? So, but our O-line right now is playing phenomenal. Absolutely great right now. So hopefully Cam gets in a rhythm throwing too. I'd really like to see Cam kind of get back to the first couple weeks when he was playing and see if he can kind of rekindle some of that passing game that he had against Seattle. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of nice, but I mean, we'll see. But I still see the Patriots winning. I'm taking them this week. I don't think they'll lose to Houston. I don't see Houston beating New England strictly because of their defense.
So what's your score prediction for this one?
I'd probably say like a 27-24, 27-21 type game.
That's close. I'm thinking it's going to be 28-20 Patriots.
Could be. Yeah.
That's my prediction for the game.
Texans 20, Patriots 14.
Ooh, another one saying the Patriots aren't coming through. Interesting.
Wow.
Very interesting. So there's not a lot of believers outside of New England at this point. I don't know how New England is feeling either. I don't know if they're all back on or if it's still we're doomed and life is over. I don't know.
Uncertainty through New England is what's going on. We kind of don't know what to do because we lose, we beat Baltimore. So now, like I said last week, we're kind of getting that secondhand smoke blown at us, thinking, okay, all right, this may work now. You know what I mean? We may be okay. Will we beat Houston? God, I hope so. That's going to put us at 5-5. But then what happens is, well, guess who we start playing now? And I get their schedule right here, and it's quite frightening. Here, hold on. So then we play Arizona at home. That's a saving grace.
I looked at the rest of the schedule. I think maybe you guys have one more win there.
Yeah, I'd say more than one. I say we have a chance to beat the Chargers. I think the Jets.
I don't think so. Jets, yes.
You don't see the Chargers. Okay.
No.
Let's see. At the Rams, at the Dolphins, versus the Bills. We played the Bills tough already. Right. I mean, that's where it gets tough. I mean, but Arizona does have to come to New England. I mean, that's again, like I said, saving grace.
You played LA teams, both in LA, like 4 days or 5 days apart. So I wonder if you're flying back and forth, or you're just staying out in LA for that.
Probably
I think it's like LA. So those are two close games time wise, and they're both in LA. That's a weird kind of scheduling thing there.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they're both in LA, back to back. Rams, Chargers, and I don't think the Pats win either one of them.
The Rams are a Sunday night,
Rams are a Sunday night game. Yeah,
but then look where you got to go after that.
Miami.
So you got to fly.
That's not good either.
You got to spend 2 weeks on the West Coast and then fly all the way to Miami. Like that. That's going to be a tough stretch right there.
And Bill, we trust, baby. And Bill, we trust. The next couple of weeks are going to tell a lot.
So you tell a lot. Miami, and then you got Buffalo coming in, and then thank God you play the Jets at the end. But
so you'll beat the Texans. You'll get smashed by the Cardinals. And then you got to go on a 5-game
losing streak.
Yeah,
5-game losing streak after that.
Like
I
I
think
said,
so.
the Pats will
Maybe
finish
the Chargers.
7-9. I predicted Patriots finish 7-9, and if they beat Houston, there's a good chance that's how they finish. I think they'll beat either Miami, Buffalo. Again, I'm not sold on Buffalo. I'm not sold on Buffalo at all. We could have beat them. We were a fumble away from winning that game. So I don't know.
Belichick gets fired as GM at the end of the season.
He's leaving. I don't see him sticking around. Wow, there you go. That's actually John's pick right there. You see the last.
That's what I said.
That's who he thinks. So earlier it said, no Brady, no playoffs. It said Cam's not the answer. You got to draft one, but you've been saying all along, bring Garoppolo back. Right?
I'm telling you, if they get Jimmy G back, Bill will stay.
I just don't know if he can stay healthy. I mean, he hasn't shown he can.
Oh, I'm not saying I want him. I just have a feeling this is what's going to happen.
Well,
yeah,
I don't want Jimmy G. I just see this happening with
that's
how
the only
Cards
way
are playing.
That's the only way you think Belichick stays. If he gets him, otherwise he's got. He's not gonna stick around for a mediocre team. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Why would you go out like that? And he's not going to wait around long enough for it to turn around again.
Or
so
you're gonna.
To me, it's just
is he gonna muddle around with like a 4 to 6 win team for the next 3 years and then just say that's enough and that's how you're gonna end it?
I don't think anybody knows, to be quite honest. I thought Bill would have left after the Rams Super Bowl. I honestly did. I thought Brady would have retired then too. I thought they were both. I mean, there was a lot of talk around here when they beat the Rams 13-3. I'll please. I don't want Darnold either, but if he does come, can you imagine
that? Can you imagine that? And he leads the league in passing, and he's
crushes it.
I would do one more show with you guys to close things up and let everybody know I appreciate their support. But
somehow Wes Welker's son is a slot receiver, and he has Wes Welker, and
there you go.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, that would be a disaster. That would be a disaster. But I don't know. But I did read the other day that Jimmy's contract is actually extreme. It's a good cap hit, but the dead money is not that much. It's like, I think it was like $4 million in dead money.
Right.
Which
they
is
can
surprising.
Get out of it really easy.
Yeah.
Really, really easy.
It was such an expensive contract. I thought the dead money would be huge, like a $20 million hit, but it was like single digits. I want to say it was $4 million dead money hit and like a $27 million cap hit this year. So I would not be shocked at all. But then again, who's taking that? You can't take his contract. So how much?
They wouldn't pay him. They wouldn't pay him.
How much are they gonna? How much are the 49ers gonna have to cover of his contract to move him? Half. And then at that point, is it worth it?
I see Jimmy G coming in New England, and then the Patriots drafting like Mac Brown. What's his name? Mac Brown.
Mac
Is
Jones?
that his name? Matt. Yeah, Mac Jones. Sorry, Mac Jones.
Don't give this guy names. Whatever you do.
I can pronounce the hard ones. I just don't know anyone's last name.
The question is, though, do the 49ers even want to let him go? What, are they going to go to Mullins?
Mullins hasn't played bad when he's healthy, and they have a team.
But is he? What are they going to draft somebody else and just let Garoppolo go?
I think so. That would be the move.
I mean, he hasn't been healthy the whole time he's been there.
I get that.
Nice, like
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of easy to let him go. Yeah, it's kind of easy to let him go. I mean, why keep paying him $30 million to not produce? I mean, Belichick's not paying him that, and I think Jimmy G knows that. But I think I mean, watching Jimmy G in San Fran, has he ever looked comfortable? I don't think so.
No.
I mean, he's had a good streak every now and then, but just he never really looked comfortable in that offense.
I think they gotta put what's his name, Jacoby Myers back there and take a couple of snaps and see what he could do.
I'm good with that.
I mean, he threw that nice pass, and hey, you don't know, right? Give him a shot. When the game's a blowout, let him go out to.
I don't think Kraft paid for him, though, man. I don't think Kraft paid for him. I think he got one on the house.
Yeah. I mean,
and he was never convicted, so he did get a massage there. He was never convicted.
I think it was a buy one get one free within 24 hours. That's why he had to go back the next day.
Yeah, he had that coupon. It expired. Yeah, it was about to expire.
The next morning, he was nervous. I mean, it was a playoff game. It's understandable. I mean,
yeah.
Oh God.
We'll see. I don't know. I'd be interested to see. That's one of the teams that I could see. Even the Jets. Let's see the Jets looking into trading Sam over there. I don't know. I mean, I can see them picking up Sam or him. The Bears. What if?
My God, the Bears. What are they doing with quarterbacks?
I don't know.
Jesus.
But if you stuck Sam Darnold on the Bears right now, does that?
He's starting. He's probably starting.
Yeah, and that defense is.
Yeah, you don't know.
It's good.
Yeah, you just don't know. I don't know.
You got these teams that are on the cusp. I mean, the Bears, we didn't think they were going to be as good as they even were in the preseason, and they've won a couple games, and now they're looking like the team we were describing in the preseason. But now they have no quarterback. You know, so if you put Sam back there next year, you got Allen Robinson still. They need running backs too, desperately. But if you could do that,
backs are hurt. Yeah, both their backs are hurt. I mean,
Right.
But
I mean, it's a shame. You think about being on that defensive line, and they're on the field all game because the offense can't move the ball at all, and they have no chance, right? I mean, they got a great line, but they just cannot. The offense can't move the ball. So, yeah, it's brutal. Hey, welcome back, New York Giants zone.
He's back to being wrong, though. That's too bad. He came back and he instantly started off.
Well, he knows the Giants are in the playoffs. If they're not in this year, which I think they will be, they're definitely in next year. There's no doubt about it. Another year.
Stop it.
What the hell am I talking about? Yes,
they're only getting in this year because they're the best of the worst.
Right. You're gonna have Dak back next year.
Next year they're gonna be the best. Whatever. So Washington, Dallas, Eagles. That Giants are gonna win a division next year.
Stop it.
Everybody knows it.
Washington's going to draft a quarterback.
Saquon comes back. There you go. Saquon's back. The Giants again not have a hard schedule, right?
Well, of course not. They're in the NFC East. You're right.
No, they will have a hard schedule if they win the division, because then they're going to play the first place team from the other three NFCs.
Well, good. You want to play the best, right? To be the best, you got to beat the best, right?
Jim, you don't want
to lose to the best.
You don't want that.
Ask the Texans how they feel this year about playing the best.
Yeah, but they got no team. I'm talking about going in with a team.
Well, all you're gonna do is get Saquon back, and you don't even know how he's gonna come back. So
you got Saquon and Goldman. Again, we're back on the Giants again. We're talking about the Patriots.
I know.
How are the Pats going to finish last in the AFC East if the Jets don't win a game? You're starting to lose. Look, Michael, you're starting to lose some street cred, man. Jets aren't winning a game this year.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Can you imagine though if the Jets win? If something freaky happens and the Jets beat the Chargers, and then at the end of the season, the last game of the season, Bill says, "Listen, team, let's lay down. Let the Jets get win number 2. I'm just going to stick it to the Jets one more time. Just listen. As soon as he calls hike, everybody just part like the sea. Let him run right up the middle, 80 yards.
He'd probably fall down like Danny Dimes over there. Yeah,
I would hope like somebody on the Jets would tackle him.
Yeah, that would just lay right. Right. Somebody from the sideline run out. No, don't score.
Do you really think they'd be able to tackle him though? I mean, they don't tackle.
Yeah, they can't tackle anybody else. But
that's right. They can tackle their own team probably.
I think that's right. That's how you ensure you get the first.
James
pick.
Morgan starts.
Captain Morgan starts.
But you know what'll happen is he will be so good that it'll be like a 45-3 win or something like that. Not like that's ever happened before, but
and then they say we don't need to draft Lawrence. We got this guy.
And we're gonna keep Case. We're gonna take
a tight end. Let's take a tight end again.
Let's get a tight end again.
Yes, I hope.
Oh my God!
For the show's sake, I hope.
Oh my God, that would be great. Yeah, do we have the East next year? Oh my God, if we could play the Pats and the Jets next year, we don't know that rotation yet, right?
Well, the rotations are set. I just don't know. I don't know what the.
I'm saying,
I don't know what it
do we have the AFC East next year to the NFC East?
I feel like we just played. Like, was that last year?
Well, we play.
It was
we play
last
in the
year.
Preseason every year, but
I like this question.
mm.
And if you go back and watch,
oh, Joey,
and watch the show I did when the trade happened, I think me and you, we will echo each other's sentiments on what happened with this trade. But I think as I've seen him in Seattle, I've realized
when he's on the field.
Yeah,
you mean
you don't build around a safety. You just don't, and it doesn't really matter. He can't do everything on the field. He wasn't winning games for us. I think the haul that they got was way too good. Really, it really was. They got way more than they should have for him. The only bad thing is it's from a good team. Yeah,
Right.
Well, you got to see how those picks are going to pan out.
Exactly. What they got in return is great, but
on paper, maybe.
But what we talked about, the year we drafted Jamal Adams, you left Christian McCaffrey and Patrick Mahomes sitting on the board to take the best safety.
Thank God.
That's what I'm furious over. Looking back, is we took a safety over a power position. That God.
Yeah, but Sam Darnold, though, I mean, he was in year 2. They weren't going to draft another quarterback then. I mean, think about it, right? Wasn't Darnold in year 2, right? Because Mahomes has been in the league, 3 years, right?
No,
3-4 years?
Mahomes is been in a year longer, I believe.
I mean, they still left McCaffrey there, right?
When did Darnold get drafted then? Because I thought he's only been in 3 years.
He's in year 3.
So Mahomes has been in 4 years? He won a Super Bowl, didn't.
So he was.
I think this is year 3, isn't it?
He was drafted.
I thought it was both for year
3. Adams was class of 17.
Okay.
So, yeah, and Sam was
18? That doesn't seem right.
No. But he's in year 3 as well. So
I thought he was a year longer than Mahomes.
Right, or next year's. Oh man, I can't think right now. We got to figure this out.
I'll figure it out.
2018. Yeah.
Really?
He was drafted. He was drafted in 18, and Jamal Adams was in 17. So yeah, we did not have a quarterback then.
So who was the quarterback then?
That would be Fitzmagic.
Chad Pennington.
God, I hope you're right.
Am I going back too far?
75 years old.
That's too far.
No, okay.
Yeah, I think it was Fitzmagic.
Brett Favre?
Let's see. No, I'm rocking my Favre today.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Why can't I think? Yeah, it was Fitzpatrick in 16, and then Josh McCown in 17.
Oh God.
Yeah, so we had Josh McCown, and we left Patrick Mahomes sitting there to take a safety. So that was a good move. It was a really good move.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see this question? Did you see what happened here, John, with this? With Joe Judge and Colombo? So apparently they had a fist fight. So Joe Judge and the offensive line coach getting a fist fight, apparently. That's what I read. I don't know if it was this morning or yesterday. And immediately got fired after that.
Wow.
So, yeah. I mean, I didn't hear any details on it. But I thought the offensive line has been gelling. I mean, I really like Gates as the center and the rest of the line. I mean, Hernandez just got back. He was out a couple weeks, but man, they've been getting pushed. They've been pushing every line back that we've been playing against. And now he got fired, and they just brought in They brought in another guy. He was on the Jets. He was on the Giants.
Wow, really?
Oh God, I can't think of his name. I'll have to look it up. He's bounced around. Actually, I think he was up in New England with Judge too. So he's been on like multiple teams over the last couple of years. But he does have history with Judge. So we'll see what he does. But I thought the line was playing much better than they were in the beginning of the season, where they weren't picking up blitzes and weren't getting any push at all. Now they are doing it. So I'm not looking it up. I don't know if you two are, who the guy is that they just hired as his replacement.
Let me take a look
here.
Oh, so here we go. New York Giants zone says
Anthony Grant. Oh
no,
no. Joins the show. Talk about.
He had a bigger name, longer name than that.
Something. Yeah. Let's see, Nick.
It's going to be too long for you, John. You look
probably.
it up. So he's saying Giants zone saying the reason they fired him was the last 2 weeks. Judge has been coaching the offensive line, and Judge was sick of it and fired Colombo, and that's when they got in a fist fight. Oh, so they got in a fight after he fired him. Wow, that's even more interesting.
That's even better.
You're fired. Come on, let's go outside for a minute.
New York Giants fist fight story apparently is not true.
Oh, come on. Really?
Giants fire
Cowboys
ex Colombo. This is SI, but no coach and staff fist fight.
Wow.
But you know what though? A couple other stories are coming out saying that there was.
Yeah, I don't know. So he's saying after they were fired. Did you find the guy's name? He was a offensive line coach on Jets, Pats, and he was a coach with the Giants a couple years ago.
Okay, I can't pronounce this one either. Guglielmo?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
David Guglielmo. It's terrible, and I don't know. Wow.
Yeah, so that happened today. I mean, that's I wasn't expecting something like
crazy.
That. But yeah. I'm sure we'll hear more about it in the upcoming weeks here.
Oh, of course we will. Of course we will.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see something here real quick, too. Since we're still on.
Interesting.
Right now. Joe Judge didn't want to coach. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, we will we'll definitely see what happens there. That should be interesting. We just talked about the Giants kind of gelling and coming together.
Yeah.
And hopefully this isn't what upsets the apple cart. And
I mean, I'd have to think if Judge fired him, there had to be something wrong. I mean, Judge has been bringing that team together, and maybe he was driving some kind of wedge or something, and he had to get rid of him.
Yeah.
I have to think it's going to be for the better, from what I can see from Judge. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, luckily we got the bye this week, so
so you get to sit back and just enjoy some football. It's nice to get that break.
No, I don't have nothing to watch now. What am I going to watch?
You got to watch.
You should watch the Patriots game and play Houston.
I'm not watching the Jet game.
You have to. We got to talk about it.
Oh, come on. What am I going to say? What am I going to say?
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens in the game. I can't tell you.
If the Jets somehow have some kind of lead at halftime or something, oh boy, that's going to be something.
Oh, you'll know about it because I'm going to be going.
No, ballistic. I know. My phone's going to be blowing up. I know. What is going on?
Oh, man.
Jim, don't worry. Your phone won't be blowing up.
No, probably not.
It won't be blowing up.
No, I already made plans for Sunday, so I'm not going to be in the house.
Fair enough.
I'll watch the clips, and it's probably going to be one clip.
Yeah.
Giants win 51-0 next week.
Where's Justin?
Against the Bengals?
Where's Justin?
I'll tell you what. If they're putting up 51 points, Bengals are putting up 55.
Giants are due for a big game, point wise.
I mean, I could see it against Cincy next week. I know we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but I mean, I'm sorry. There's no way they're holding Cincy to no points. Like I said, Burrow's going to have to throw the ball 60 times, and he's going to complete 45 passes for 480 yards and 5 touchdowns. And let's see if Danny Dimes can Not with your defense. Stop. Stop.
But he does have the laughing emoji there. So
He
I think
does.
he's
So,
kind of
well, no, now we put up not with our defense. They ain't scoring nothing. You know what? Giant zone. I'll tell you what. If
You're gonna have
Cincy
to
doesn't put up a point,
wait a minute. Let me turn the volume up.
not 1 point. Now you're calling 51-0. I know you don't mean that, but you say ain't scoring nothing. So I'll tell you what. If Cincinnati is held scoreless, I will buy a Giants jersey and wear it the rest of the year on the show.
Ooh,
If Cincy doesn't score a point, not 1 point. I'm talking safety, field goal.
Straight shutout.
I don't care if the defense scores
the defensive
it. I don't
point?
care. No, I don't care who. I don't care how they score.
Oh wait, hold on. He's
If they
changing.
get a
He's changing.
safety,
He's
no,
changing
no.
his play now.
It's
Now
still not a shutout.
33-14.
Though. No. It's
33-14.
still not a shutout. Oh,
Now he's saying 33-14.
no, Giants. Here, if I'm going to put something up here, so are you. So are you. So I'll say this. Let's tell you what, Giants zone. This is going to be fun. If Cincy scores no points, I'll buy an Eli jersey. In fact, that shirt.
How about a Mario Manningham jersey?
Yeah,
a fucking David Tyree jersey. How about that?
There you go.
So I'll buy a David Tyree jersey if they score no points, and if since he scores, okay, you get to pick the jersey, but I ain't paying no like $300 for no jersey. Okay, David Tyree. But if they score more than 14, you have to change your name next week when you log in, or the week after, to "I love the Patriots."
Well, that sounds fair. That sounds fair.
It's a fair one. You have to change his Giant zone to "I love the Patriots" just for a week. Just for a week.
He's thinking about it. He's
like, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, but see, then he's got to get
you're wearing Slayton. Well, he's a fan of Slayton.
He already likes Slayton.
I'm not. I hate Slayton. I hate Slayton.
Oh, he's the terriblest. I don't like
He's the worstest. I love Darius Slayton.
Oh man.
You see that catch, Slayton over Slay? Oh, that was beautiful.
Okay, deal. Good man, Giant zone.
All right.
I like it.
Right. We got some action on the game now. Look at that.
Yeah. But also make sure that all of your friends and everything come and watch the show, so that way they actually see it. So
XFL, are they still in business? The XFL?
The Rock. I think The Rock bought them.
He bought them. Yeah, that was a good move.
Yeah. For like $20,000 and like a 1972 Beetle that they found in a junkyard, and it's not yellow, so don't worry.
God,
almost.
What has to happen for you to wear a Bart Scott?
Okay. Oh, Bart Scott jersey.
There's not a.
Oh, what has to happen for you to wear a Bart Scott jersey? Put that question up on the screen. I got to see that. Oh, that's a good one. That's John's second favorite guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
And just like that, it's a party.
What?
It's Stephen's hat in the box.
Oh.
So what is
Michael, let me think about that one.
Ooh,
we'll talk about that some more next week. We'll talk about that one next week.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I hate Bart Scott. He's one of my least favorite players ever. Johnny Manziel for the Patriots. I hope not.
Where is Manziel? What about Tim Tebow?
I think in prison.
Is he Manziel?
I don't know. He should be.
Oh, he's tempting us.
Yeah, you gotta be quiet. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm
Good
about
luck.
to lose control over here.
Good
so
luck
I think
in Seattle.
I think Jen knows how to end this show quickly.
That's right.
Good job, Jen.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sleepless in Seattle.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna
James Bradbury.
have to. Well, I can let you guys chat if you want, but if not,
Bradbury is good. Good.
That's right. Now we
I'm
can wrap
gonna
it
go
up.
watch some football.
Once you shut it off, I'm going to watch the game too. So we
too.
got the game on tonight.
yeah, definitely. Arizona is gonna take it.
Yep.
Arizona, even though Seattle's up 7-0, you already hit SEC beast DK Metcalf already for a touchdown. So,
Nice.
Oh Lord. Well, good thing I started it. So, anyway, all right. Well, best of luck to my Arizona Cardinals, my second favorite team. So, and until then, guys, thank you so much for being a part. Hopefully it's not too loud and you can actually hear me, but anyway,
Hey,
yeah.
the voice got pretty high there.
Yeah, I get excited. So thank you very much for the comments, and for John, for Jim. We will catch you guys next week. Good luck to our teams. Later, guys.